And welcome to the Great Focus Forum. Today we are going to continue with the limits of a function under the differentiation. Today we are going to look at the third method of solving limits of a function. In the previous class, we were able to look at the L'Hopital's method and the H method. Today we are going to talk about the limits at infinity as the third method of limits of a function. Here we have few concepts that should guide you during your calculations. You have to note that in every calculations or every question asking you about the limits at infinity, you have to remember this. You have to divide each of the term by the highest variable. That should guide you. Then the last concept is to replace the variable by 0. Let us now look at the example number 1. We have been asked to evaluate as the limit as x approaches the infinity, x cubic plus 1 out of 3x cubic minus 4x squared, x plus 5. We have said we divide the highest variable. What is the highest variable here? We look at the values of x. Those are the one going to give us the limits at infinity. Then our x raised to power 3, this power 1. So our highest variable is x cubic. Then we divide both sides by x cubic. Divide by x cubic plus 1 out of x cubic all over this is 3x cubic out of x cubic plus minus not plus 4x out of x cubic plus 5 out of x cubic. Then we continue. We'll have this will give us 1 plus 1 out of x cubic all over. This is going to cancel this one. We remain with 3 minus. This one will cancel 1, remaining by 4 out of x squared. Then plus 5 out of x cubic. Then the last concept to note was to replace the highest variable by 0. Then we replace the value of x as 0. Then we'll say this is going to be 1 plus 1 out of 0 but cubic. Then we continue. This is 3 minus this is 4 out of 0 but square. Then plus 5 out of 0 but cubic. So we will have 1 plus this one, it will be 1 out of 0, which is undefined. This one will give us 0. Divide by this is 3 minus 0 plus 0. So our last answer will be a third. That is how we calculate limits at infinity. Then let us look at the second example. We have been given as the limit as x approaches the positive infinity, 2x plus 5, 3x cubic plus 6. Then we will have to take the highest variable. Our highest variable is x cubic. Then our solution will be 2x divided by x cubic plus 5 out of x cubic divided by 3x cubic out of, this is x cubic, plus 6 out of x cubic. That's how we are doing it. Then this x will cancel, this one will remain by 2 out of x squared plus, this is going to be 5 out of x cubic out of, this one is going to be 3 plus, this is going to be 6 out of x cubic. In doing that, we have to replace the value of x as 0. Then this one will be 2 out of 0 plus 5 out of 0 out of 3 plus 6 out of 0. In doing that, we have to evaluate. This one out of this one is undefined, which is 0 plus 0 out of 3 plus 0. So our last answer will be 0 out of 3, which is still undefined. Our answer is 0. Hiya. Let us proceed to the last example. We have been given the limit as x approaches positive infinity. Then we have been asked to evaluate what is our highest variable. Our highest variable here is x raised to power 4. So we evaluate by saying divide both sides by the highest variable. We will have 5x raised to power 4 divided by x power 4 minus 4x squared out of x power 4 plus 3 out of x raised to power 4. Then all over 9 x raised to power 4 plus 2 out of x power 4, 2x cubic out of x raised to power 4 minus x out of x raised to power 4. In doing that, we will have 5 minus, this is 4 out of x squared plus, this is going to be 3 out of x raised to power 4 all over, this is going to be 9 plus, this one is going to be 2 out of x, yeah, it will be that way, minus 1 all over x raised to power 3. Then the last step, we have to replace the value of x as 0. Then this is going to be 5 minus 4 out of 0 squared plus 3 out of 0 squared out of 9 plus 2 out of 0 minus 1 out of 0 cubic. So our last answer will become to be 5 minus 0 plus 0 out of 9 plus 0 minus 0. So our last answer will be 5 divided by 9. 5 out of 9. That's our last answer. Thank you for following the channel. Remember to subscribe into my YouTube channel for more concepts. Thank you and bye-bye.